Everybody, I'm heading out to the garden. It's going to get down to 35 degrees Fahrenheit tomorrow. And I've got butternut squash and gourds out there. So it's that fine line. They are a winter squash. But I don't know if it ends up dipping down and we do get a frost, I don't want to lose what I have. So let's go take a look at what we got. I've got these cupcake gourds here. But, you know, they're supposed to turn a little bit green. They're not quite there. Look at that little bitty one. And the vine is still, although that vine almost looks like, but it's not brown yet. So, but here's some, I know I have some butternut squash that are about, I think they're almost done. But see, these still have their stripes. There's that one. And we've got another one over here. We need to go investigating. And I know I have some more gourds. Here's a butternut squash that I think, if you look, that one is pretty much tan. So that one definitely is going to come off. We've got a couple over here. That one is pretty much tan. It's got a few stripes. Because you want them to, they start out kind of white with green stripes. And once they turn tan, you can't really put your fingernail through them. And there's some more gourds. My dad said there's another butternut squash back over here. But see, those aren't ripe. I mean, I've read that they might do some ripening off the vine. I got those gourds are everywhere. I harvested the last of my peppers yesterday. But look, I still have these green bell peppers, but look how tiny they are. But I'm going to go ahead and harvest those. Why not? So as always, it's hard to know when to harvest. I think because it's already what, October 13th, I think. So I mean, butternut squash are winter squash and they're kind of hardy for a light frost, but I'm just afraid if the forecast isn't correct and it gets lower than 35, I might lose them. So I think I'm just going to cut my losses and literally cut them all and then just experiment and see how much they will actually ripen on the vine. This is the first year I've grown butternut squash, so I've done a lot of research. If I leave a bunch of vine on there, you know, like a length of vine, I think there's a possibility it might ripen. So I think I'm just going to pull everything off and then go from there. So as you can see, I got quite a few. There's probably only 3, maybe 4 butternut squash that are actually really close to being ripe. But we'll see. Tons of gourds. And the more that you forage, you know, these vines get to be 30, 40 feet. You know, I only have 1 gourd plant and 1 squash, you know, butternut squash plant, but those vines just took over this area. Let me show you where we're at. We're just in the front of my house here. So you can see there's a picture window and there's roses there. That vine just took over. I think next year I'm going to plant them up against the house because the actual planting spots are like right there for the gourds, and then way over there is where I planted the butternut squash. But I mean, you know, that one produced a lot, but I think next year I'll put them up against the house and then I can kind of control them, winding them around, and we'll give that a shot. All right, so here's the haul. Now, I already harvested a lot of gourds earlier in the season, but there's a lot more, but I was waiting for them to get this orange color and kind of experiment to see how long I should let them go. The ones I picked were just yellow. But look at all these butternuts. But see how that one is white with green stripes? Most of these are. So those are not fully mature butternut squash. Now, they should be tan like this, but you can still see some striping through there. And if you put your fingernail on them, if you can't poke through easily, which this one you can't, then they're done. Okay, so we'll see. I'll try to ripen them on the vine, and I'll let you know how it goes. I've got all kinds of recipes ready for these butternut squash. I ended up with about 10 butternut squash, and as you can see, a ton of those cupcake gourds, which I just think are really cute. But, you know, I probably only ended up with 3, maybe 4 butternut squash that are almost ripe. You can tell the ones here that are really white with the green stripes aren't ready or mature yet. You know, researching it says if you're ripening them off of the vine, you should store them in like 80 to 85 degrees with high humidity for like a week or two. I don't have a sunroom like they suggest. But I'm just going to keep them in a warm place in my house and just see what happens. Now, the cupcake gourds are just for decoration, of course. You don't eat those. And I just like to grow them. I'm going to share them with family and friends. They're just great for decoration around the house this time of year. And once I try to ripen these to full maturity off the vine, then you need to store them in a consistently cool space. You know, like I'll probably put them out in the garage, or we have kind of like a crawl space here, where it's probably going to be around 68 degrees or cooler consistently. And you just need to make sure that you know, don't bump them up against each other. You want to be able to have the air circulation all the way around. And they should last for months. I mean, that's why they're called a winter squash, because they harden. And if you keep them cool, like in a cellar or garage or something, they'll last for a long time. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed that. Have a great fall season. My favorite time of the year. Enjoy. Catch you on the next one.